Time to pull up a chair. We've got another great story for you here on the rLounge. When someone says, it's not what it looks like, it's almost exactly what it looks like. Today on rLounge, your sister and your husband sitting in the kitchen, KISSING. First comes lies, then comes divorce. Up first, a boyfriend who hasn't grown out of his whoopee cushion phase. My boyfriend faked a proposal, so I broke up with him. Me, 24 female, have been dating my boyfriend Andrew, 26 male, for 5 years now. We've had a healthy and stable relationship up until today. Andrew has always been a prankster and makes jokes with me all the time, and I do it to him too, but today he took it way too far. In the morning, he woke me up at 7 a.m. and told me to wake up because he wanted to take me to the spa. I was pretty surprised because it wasn't a special day or anything, but I was all in for it. At the spa, he told me how he wanted to go to a fancy restaurant after we were done at the spa, and that he was paying. Of course, I agreed as we hadn't been out together in a long time. When we got to the restaurant, we had a beautiful and romantic dinner and just a nice time in general. We were talking about a house we were planning to move into and chit-chatted about other stuff too. At around 40 minutes, Andrew stood up and got on his knees and took out a box out of his pocket. My heart stopped beating. I hadn't even predicted this. We have never talked about proposal before, but I also thought it was a great time now. He did a speech about how I was the most beautiful girl in the world and how he wanted to live with me forever, and ended with, "Will you marry me, my princess?" Of course I said yes. Seconds later, all that excitement turned into horror. He opened the small box I expected he'd put the ring in, and it was a note saying, "You've been pranked." And Andrew started laughing hysterically. Continued with, "Baby, it was just a prank. I'm not ready at all to marry you yet." He was leaning in to hug me, but I gave him the biggest slap ever with tears streaming down my face. I just told him, "We're over, you effing scumbag." I'm now sitting in my bed crying and writing this, and I don't know what to do. He's been texting and calling me, but I haven't responded because I feel so sad, betrayed, and mostly angry. I thought this was going to be one of the best days of my life. What should I do? Ask for advice. The community's got words. First up, old boy took it too far. It's hard to come back from that sort of disrespect. I think you would be best not seeing him anymore. He lied to you and tricked you. Now he can deal with the fallout. Another person says, "It seems in these pranking relationships, someone always goes too far. I just don't get it. You're supposed to feel safe with your person. How can you feel safe perpetually on guard for pranks? I hate all of this, OP. I hope you learned a lesson here." Yet another person says, 26 years old? This dude is a corny frickin' loser. Another person wants to chime in. Wouldn't doubt he saw a TikTok portraying the same prank, and since everything is scripted, it was jokes. Too bad he's got to learn real life isn't on the screen and actions have consequences. One more thought. What do you mean, what should I do? You announced that you have big news. You and Andrew are finally ready to let everyone know that the relationship was just a prank. You're actually single. Then go date someone else who cares about you. Yikes. Yeah, it seems like this guy took it way too far, and it unfortunately just reveals how immature he is, and completely not ready for the next stages in life. Update 1. 1 day later. Thank you guys so much for all the love and the replies in my last post. I honestly didn't expect it to get as much attention as it did, but I'm very, very grateful for that, and it has helped me a lot. I asked mods of this subreddit if I could do an early update, and they allowed me to, so here's the update. After I made that Reddit post, I fell asleep crying, then woke up and decided to call my now ex-boyfriend. I told him that it was over and that I didn't want to be together with someone who after 5 years still isn't ready for marriage and make a big joke about it. He cried and then turned angry and demanded me to stay and told me I was an effing a-hole for leaving him like this after everything he's done for me. He cussed me out so much that I stopped listening at one point, so I don't really remember everything he said. In the end, we came to a sort of agreement that we are going to sell the house and that he will be sleeping in the guest room for now. So today, I've just been scrolling the internet for apartments so I can have a fresh start. He is still not happy about the breakup though. He is trying so bad to get back with me, saying stuff the whole day like, "Can't we be together again?" and "This was just a small mistake I made." But the one that did it for me was, "Don't be so effing petty and drop it. You know we are happy together and you know you still want me." When he said that, I absolutely lost it and called him every single name I could come up with, then slammed my door. I think he also told his family about this whole situation because today I got a call from his mom telling me how selfish I was and how I couldn't handle a simple joke. And it ended with her calling me a slut and hanging up on the call. After that, I've gotten several messages from his other family members, such as his siblings, his dad, and even his aunt. I've just tried to block them all, but every now and then comes a new message. I feel like more will happen, but the next update will probably not be in less than a week or so, as I'm going to try to sell stuff I don't need, find a new apartment, and fix everything with the house and stuff before we put it up for sale. I just want to get out of here as quickly as possible. Let's check back in with the community. A couple more reactions. First one, how could his mother call you a slut? He disrespected you. His act was so humiliating. She should say sorry that she did not invest enough time to teach him how to behave. The next one says, because admitting her son's fault would indicate her poor parenting. As many parents do, it's easier for them to pretend their kids are perfect, and it is the world that is wrong. Another thought goes like this. If you own a house together, get a lawyer. It took me 2.5 years to sell a house I owned with my crappy, evil ex. Another person chimes in, he didn't even have the decency to apologize. But I guess a guy that could do that and think it was funny also wouldn't think he did anything wrong. I'm sorry he did this to you, but you're better off without him. That's the kind of guy who would also pretend to cheat and then call it a prank. The comments made a really good point. He didn't even apologize. You're better without him. Would you really have wanted to get married to this guy only to realize just how immature he was when it was too late? I don't think so. You both were clearly not on the same page, maybe even not in the same book. He's so childish he had to get his mommy to call you. Sounds like he's a little baby to me. What do you think? Was OP wrong to leave him? Why or why not? Next up, this kitchen sees a lot more than just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I saw my husband and my sister naked in my kitchen. I can't move. If I move, it becomes real and I have to accept what I saw and think of what's next. I came home from work early and saw my sister's car, thinking maybe she was dropping off some food from her job. But no, I walk in and see my husband and sister naked in my kitchen. The kitchen I paid for. As soon as I registered what I saw, I got into my car and left. I kept driving. Just driving until I found the hotel I'm at now. I don't want to believe it. I don't know what to do. My sister, my only family, and my best friend, the one who's supposed to be there for me and support me. My husband, my person, my other half, the one who's supposed to love and respect me. The two most important people in my life have ruined everything. I've blocked them both on my phone. I don't want to hear any of the bullcrap excuses they'll come up with. I don't want to confront this. I just want to go back to this morning when everything was fine. Let's get a couple quick comments. The my only family part is what hit me hard. I'm so sorry, OP. Another comment goes, we cut contact with our abusive parents 7 years ago. Thought we were supposed to have each other's backs, always. Update, 21st of October, 2022. Sorry for not replying to comments and not updating. Things have been hectic. I didn't think I needed to explicitly say this, but by naked I meant they were butt naked and effing in the kitchen. I admit mentioning that I paid for the kitchen was odd and kind of funny, but anyone that knows me knows that the kitchen is my pride and joy. So yes, when I saw my sister and husband effing in my kitchen, it stuck with me. And yes, they did see me. When I got to the hotel, I cried for a few hours and then I just wanted to tell someone, anyone. The two people I would talk to when something happened in my life were the two I needed to talk about. And it was 11 something in the evening, so I wasn't going to disrupt my friends' evenings and burden them. So instead, I came to Reddit, thinking not many would see it. The response I received was overwhelming. I wanted to say thank you to everyone that sent me kind words and advice. Thank you so much for all the virtual hugs. I know I only commented once. It's because I had so much to think about and do. I appreciate all the love and support. There was so much amazing advice given in the comments. Although a lot of it was American-based, I still appreciate it. But one thing I did see a lot was to unblock them and keep the texts and calls as evidence, so I did that. After posting in another good cry, I knew that I had to get my crap together. I didn't have my sister and my family to help, so I had to do it myself. I started researching what my next steps were. In the morning, my friend called me saying my sister contacted her wondering if I had been in contact with her. I told her what happened, and she very kindly offered her spare room and her day off work to help me sort stuff out. I called in sick at my job, and my friend helped me get things done. I got in contact with my friend, who works at a bank, and she helped me start sorting my financials. My friend also found me a lawyer to consult with. After my phone consultation with the lawyer, I was so overwhelmed. I now know why so many women don't divorce their cheating husbands. It's such a lengthy, expensive, and emotionally draining process. I, fortunately, made a stable income and can support myself, and we, fortunately, don't have kids. I have to remember that things aren't going to happen in one day. It will all take time. As for the house, unfortunately, his parents did buy it for us, and to be honest, after what I saw, I don't want it. I will try to get reimbursed for my beloved kitchen, otherwise. It can burn for all I care. This has been super draining, but I knew I had to talk to them. I already knew there was no coming back from my husband, and when I checked his messages, they were exactly what I thought they would say. I'm sorry. It's not what it looks like. We didn't mean for it to happen. Please come home. I love you. Blah, blah, blah. Just absolute BS. A small part of me thought maybe I could find it in me to forgive my sister, as we only have each other. But after I opened her messages, all hope was lost. She used the same excuses we heard our father use when he cheated on our mother and beat us. She said the same things our mother would say when she would excuse our dad's behavior and also beat us. I spoke to her this morning and asked her to tell me straight up who, what, where, when, and why. She told me back in July when I went on a girls' trip she was at our house and joked to my husband that I would cheat on him on the girls' trip because that's what always happens. He said nah, and they joked about it. But she said he could get even with me, and they ended up doing it once. Time led to 2 or 3, then to whenever they could do it. There was never any evidence or signs or anything that I was going to or even thinking of cheating. I told her we were done and there was nothing she could do to bring us back together. I later received a call from an unknown number. It was my mother, who I haven't spoken to in 7 years. Turns out my sister has been in contact with her and told her what happened, and my POS mother, the same woman who beat me for breathing wrong, had the audacity to say, "This is what I get for taking her daughters away from her." It hurts so much. I know things are going to get messier, and this is going to be a long few years. I've now lost all my blood relations. I need to get all my crap and find a new place. I want to show them I can and I will thrive without them. Again, thank you all from the bottom of my heart for all the love and advice. All the people in the comments that could relate to me, I'm so sorry. Now let's check out a couple of comments. First one goes, I'm very proud of you for taking charge and standing up for yourself. I know it's very hard, but you got this. You will get through this. The OP replies, thank you for your kind words. It's pretty hard losing the only family I had, but I'm trying so hard to stay optimistic. Betrayal like this is effing devastating. It will be long and hard and draining, but I will make it. Another commenter says, hold your head high and cut all of them out of your life. Do his parents actually own the house, or did they just give money? Cut off mother and sister for good. Your sister had a piece of work. The OP replies, they gave my ex-husband the money for the house, so it's under his name. And yes, my sister can join my mother and do whatever. They're no longer related to me. Someone else asks, out of curiosity, have you asked his parents if they knew what was going on? This will give them the opportunity to hear what actually happened rather than the lies he'll tell to cover his bad behavior. The OP replies again, as soon as I started receiving messages from his mother, I knew he had been feeding them a false narrative. She's been calling me names for bringing my cheating backside and my slutty sister into his life. She never liked me because of my background, and I thought I should forgive my mother. Unfortunately, all I hear from them is the BS he's told them. I'm sorry, it's not what it looks like. We didn't mean for it to happen. You mean having intercourse doesn't actually mean you're having intercourse? And you fell and your penis just happened to slip right into your wife's sister? That's quite the fail. I'm so sorry, OP. Thankfully, you have a great friend of yours to really help you through these next steps. New update. An update. 5th August 2023. I actually forgot about this account until recently, and when I logged back in, I saw so many people still commenting, messaging me, and checking up on me. To those people, thank you for your kindness. Since so many still ask for an update, and have already shared such a big part of my life, I may as well give a small update. Back in October, my life was in chaos, but I was determined to soldier through it and show them that I can make it without them and succeed. I had to meet with my ex to talk about the house, and he kinda gave up, and we decided to sell the house. I was reimbursed for my beloved kitchen. At first, my sister would show up at my job at my friend's house, but once I told her that I would get the police involved, she stopped. I haven't seen her since February. I did hear from the pathetic excuse of a mother again, but that was also shut down, and I have not heard from her since the end of last year. I'm from New Zealand, so my ex and I have been living separately for 2 years before we can divorce. Although I want nothing to do with him, I'm not too fussed. 1 year is almost done. I started therapy, which has been healing. I wish I had gone earlier. I have moved into my apartment and I was promoted at work. I have also gone on 2 girls' trips and had some extra fun these times as I was a single woman, and I've also just started seeing someone. He has been very kind. Thank you all again for your kindness. Hope this is the update you are waiting for. Let's get one comment. I'm glad you updated. You're happier. Never introduced the man to the family. Wouldn't put it past your sister to repeat her behavior. Cutting the toxic people in your life brings so much mental freedom. Living a happy single life after divorce is a kindness to yourself. Best update so far. Just like the comment said, cutting toxic people from your life is freeing. These people only just weigh you down and you don't realize how heavy they are until you cut them loose. I'm sorry you had to go through all of this, OP. Even worse, the fact that your sister was involved in all of this. But as we all know, just because they're blood doesn't make them family. Apparently nowadays, no one can be trusted. Wishing you all the best moving forward. Do you have a similar story? Share it with us in the comments below. Thank you for following along today on rLounge. Before you go, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you have something you want to share regarding today's content, we want to hear it. Bye-bye for now.